What if I told you there are countries with such brutal military power that, with the push of a single button, they could wipe out entire continents in just minutes? This is not an exaggeration. We are talking about superpowers led by figures like Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Xi Jinping, who control arsenals capable of destroying the planet several times over. Invisible bombers that appear and disappear like ghosts, hypersonic missiles impossible to intercept, nuclear aircraft carriers that are literally floating cities, and weapons so secret and devastating they are never mentioned in public because of the terror they provoke. Today, on TECHZNX, you are going to discover the 7 greatest military powers on the planet. And here's a warning. Once you finish this video, you will look at the world with different eyes, and you might never sleep peacefully again, knowing what these nations keep under lock and key. So, get ready, because what you are about to see is the true face of global power. Let's begin. Number 7. South Korea. For decades, it was seen only as the nation threatened by its northern neighbor. But what few imagine is that South Korea has become one of the most technological military powers on Earth. On land, its jewel is the K-2 Black Panther, considered by many the most advanced tank in the world. With next-generation composite armor, a 120mm cannon with an automatic loader, and fire control systems that turn night into day, this beast can destroy moving targets before the enemy even detects it. In the skies, it deploys dozens of F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters, invisible to radar, capable of penetrating enemy territory, striking, and vanishing like ghosts. And at sea, its Aegis destroyers, equipped with electronic scanning radars, can track and shoot down ballistic missiles hundreds of kilometers away. What's most impressive is its readiness. South Korea is literally prepared to respond within minutes to any attack. Its army constantly trains with the United States and operates one of the densest defense systems on the planet. Imagine North Korea launching an offensive, Black Panthers advancing like armored predators, F-35s diving onto strategic installations, and AEGIS ships unleashing a rain of interceptor missiles to erase the threat in the air. The result would be devastating. South Korea is not just a nation on alert. It is a technological titan on permanent guard, capable of crushing its northern neighbor in hours and projecting power far beyond the peninsula. Number 6. France. Many underestimate France, but we are talking about the only Western European nation with its own nuclear aircraft carrier, the Charles de Gaulle. This floating fortress is literally a city of war at sea, able to deploy dozens of Rafale fighters ready to devastate targets on land, sea, and air. The Rafale, pride of the French defense industry, is a multi-role fighter that can carry everything from laser-guided bombs to tactical nuclear missiles. In aerial combat, it is agile like a predator, but what makes it terrifying is its ability to perform several missions at once: air superiority, naval strike, and strategic bombing in a single deployment. But France doesn't rely only on aviation and naval might. It holds a nuclear arsenal with over 300 warheads ready to be launched from Triumphant-class ballistic submarines silently patrolling the Atlantic. Each of these subs can unleash a nuclear hell that would erase entire countries in minutes. And the most chilling part is its doctrine of immediate deterrence. Paris does not need lengthy deliberations to respond. If an existential threat is detected, it can order an instant nuclear counterstrike. Visualize the Charles de Gaulle in the Mediterranean, launching waves of Rafales armed with cruise missiles, while, beneath the water, a Triumphant opens its hatches to fire its nuclear payload. In mere minutes, any enemy would be reduced to ashes. France may not be the most numerous force, but it combines technology, strategic independence, and nuclear power like few others. That makes it the true shield and sword of Western Europe. Number 5. The United Kingdom. Though its empire is long gone, the United Kingdom remains one of the most feared military powers on Earth. Its real card of strength lies at sea, with the colossal Queen Elizabeth-class carriers, two giants that form the backbone of the modern Royal Navy. Each can deploy dozens of stealth F-35B fighters, capable of vertical takeoff from their decks and striking invisible targets thousands of kilometers away. But Britain's power doesn't stop there. In the depths, its Vanguard-class nuclear submarines prowl, armed with Trident 2D5 ballistic missiles, each carrying multiple independent nuclear warheads. A single Vanguard has enough power to erase multiple cities simultaneously, all while remaining hidden in the ocean's shadows. The United Kingdom also maintains a doctrine of continuous deterrence. At least one nuclear-armed submarine is always on patrol, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready to unleash a devastating counterattack. And what's impressive is its total integration with NATO. In a global conflict, London not only deploys its weapons, but becomes the strategic bridge connecting Europe with the United States, coordinating air, naval, and nuclear strikes on a worldwide scale. Picture the scene: a Queen Elizabeth carrier in the Atlantic, launching radar-invisible F-35s, while in the silent depths, a Vanguard prepares its tridents. The enemy would have no time to react before being turned to ashes. The United Kingdom, far from decline, remains a nuclear tiger with sharp claws, reminding the world that its imperial legacy still echoes across every ocean. Number 4. India. What seemed impossible just decades ago is now a reality. India has become a military giant no one can ignore. With over 1 million active soldiers and a booming defense industry, this nation no longer plays in the second league. It directly challenges the top superpowers. Its arsenal is as varied as it is terrifying. In the skies, it flies French Rafales, Russian Su-30 MKIs, and its own indigenous HAL Tejas fighters, proving that India no longer fully depends on foreign suppliers. But what truly impresses are its Agni 5 intercontinental ballistic missiles, with a range of over 5,000 kilometers and nuclear capability. These weapons can strike from New Delhi to any enemy capital in under 30 minutes. At sea, India is one of the few nations with operational carriers. The INS Vikramaditya and the Vikrant symbolize its naval ambition, projecting power across the Indian Ocean and beyond. Add to that a growing fleet of nuclear submarines, including the INS Arihant, armed with nuclear missiles to guarantee that even after a surprise attack, India could still respond with nuclear hellfire. And don't forget its space program, advancing at breakneck speed. Indian satellites already provide military intelligence, secure communications, and missile guidance, pushing the country closer to the feared category of space superpower. Imagine a war scenario, an Agni 5 launched from the heart of India, crossing continents at supersonic speeds, while carriers and submarines unleash power from the Indian Ocean. That combination makes India a strategic player that even China and the United States watch carefully. India is no longer a sleeping giant. It is fully awake, multiplying its strength each year and making it clear it is ready to claim its place among the greatest military powers on Earth. Number 3. China. In just a few decades, China has gone from a secondary player to the military monster Washington fears most. Today, the Asian giant holds the second most powerful military on the planet, and its growth seems unstoppable. At sea, it deploys titans like the Shandong and Fujian carriers, the latter equipped with electromagnetic catapults that until recently only the United States possessed. These giants transform the Chinese Navy into a force able to project power far beyond the Pacific, directly challenging U.S. naval supremacy. On land, China develops DF-17 hypersonic missiles, flying at over 5 times the speed of sound and maneuvering mid-flight to evade defenses. The Pentagon admits it has no reliable system to stop them. Meanwhile, the DF-41 intercontinental missile can carry multiple nuclear warheads and reach any U.S. city in minutes. In the air, its crown jewel is the J-20 stealth fighter, designed to rival the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. Radar invisible, armed with long-range missiles and backed by artificial intelligence, this aircraft embodies Chinese air power. And as if that weren't enough, China invests billions in space weapons, satellites that can blind enemies, anti-satellite systems that could wipe out US GPS, and futuristic projects bordering on science fiction. What's most unsettling is the speed of its progress. While the US takes decades to develop a new system, Beijing launches one after another in just a few years. Its military industry moves at a pace that seems unbeatable. China is no longer just a competitor, it is the direct rival aiming to snatch the title of #1 superpower from the United States. Each new carrier launched, each missile tested, each plane deployed is a reminder that the battle for global dominance has already begun. Number 2. Russia. If there is a country that embodies the concept of absolute nuclear terror, it is Russia. Its arsenal is not only the largest on the planet, with over 6,000 active warheads, but also the most intimidating. Moscow can literally wipe out the world several times over with the push of a button. The colossus of its power is the RS-28 Sarmat, nicknamed Satan II by NATO. This intercontinental ballistic missile measures over 30 meters and can carry up to 15 independent nuclear warheads, each one able to obliterate an entire city. Most terrifying of all, it can reach any point on Earth in under 30 minutes, even flying over the South Pole to bypass US defenses. But it doesn't stop there. Russia also operates the Poseidon nuclear torpedo, a submarine atomic bomb of colossal size. Its purpose? To create radioactive tsunamis capable of wiping entire coastal cities off the map. No other country has anything like it. In the skies, two 160 White Swan bombers are the fastest in their category, launching nuclear cruise missiles from thousands of kilometers away. Meanwhile, Borei-class submarines lurk in silence with Bulava missiles, ready to unleash nuclear hell without warning. The most disturbing part is that much of this force remains on constant alert. Day and night, Russian silos, subs, and bombers are ready to respond within seconds. Russia is, in essence, the power that guarantees if nuclear war ever begins, no one will survive. It is the nation that turned mutually assured destruction into a strategy, and its arsenal still keeps the Pentagon awake at night. Number 1. The United States. At the very top of global military power, there is no doubt. The United States remains the absolute superpower, the country that combines the most advanced technology, the largest arsenal, and the ability to project force anywhere on Earth. The core of its supremacy lies in its nuclear carrier fleet. With 11 giants of the Nimitz and Gerald R. Ford classes, each is a floating city with over 5,000 crew, F-35 stealth fighters, and an arsenal that turns the seas into American territory. No other nation has anything remotely comparable. In the skies, Washington flies aircraft that seem from another dimension. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, able to cross continents undetected, and the new B-21 Raider, designed to remain invisible even to the most modern radars. Add to that the 5th-generation F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II fighters, which dominate the air with unmatched superiority. But what truly terrifies rivals is its nuclear arsenal. While Russia may have more warheads in number, the US holds the most advanced in precision, miniaturization, and delivery systems. Minuteman III missiles stand ready in silos, Ohio and Columbia-class submarines carry Trident II missiles, and bombers are prepared to drop nuclear hell in minutes. And there's more. The Pentagon hides secret projects that border on science fiction. The X-37B space plane, able to orbit for years without crew, along with hypersonic weapons and directed energy lasers, point to domination not just of Earth, but of space itself. The United States not only has the power to destroy the planet several times over, it also has the power to deter, to make sure no nation dares even attempt to challenge. Because as long as the American eagle spreads its wings, the world knows it is facing the true master of the future of war. And there you have it, the 7 greatest military powers on Earth, nations armed to the teeth with technology, nuclear arsenals, and machines that look designed for the end of the world. From South Korea, with its technological arsenal, to the United States, the absolute master of global power, one truth remains clear. We live in an era where a single button can decide the fate of millions. Now the question is for you. Do you think any of these superpowers would dare to actually use their arsenal in a real war? Or do you believe this is all just a game of intimidation to keep the world under control? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We want to read them. And don't forget to subscribe to TECHZNX, because what's coming will leave you even more amazed.